Hello, beautiful artisans. I am sitting on the floor. You can probably tell, but I want to welcome everyone to the channel. And we create with all recycled materials, fabrics, and supplies. If you are new, welcome. Jump on board. If you're coming back, thank you for coming back. I love your suggestions, your ideas, and your comments. Keep them coming. And so with that, I also want to say Merry Christmas Eve to everyone, and sending you love and light and blessings for the holidays. So with that, I am sitting on the floor because I spread out the granny square blanket that I just completed, and I want to talk to you about it a little bit. So with that, oh, and I am drinking an awesome hot cup of coffee of blueberry. It's called blueberry cobbler, and it's just like the second best thing to the real cobbler, right? But it is a New England brand, and it's called New England coffee. It's delicious. They don't make it too strong. They don't make it too weak. It's like perfect. So I'm going to put this to the side. And with that, so the I'm going to show you the granny square blanket. Let's go back here a tiny bit and we'll put this down so you can see. And I'm going to talk to you about it with it down like this. So we'll focus on the center here. So the rows, as you know, when you do granny square or rounds, this right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, you start with your three of sets of 3 double crochet. So there are 25 rows of these, okay? 25 going around perfectly and beautifully. So with that, I'm going to put this back up. I'm having a hard time reaching it. There we go. So with that, we have 25 rows. It came out 56 inches, so width and a length. And that is with a trim of a half double crochet going around the entire blanket. So it's about 56, maybe a tad over. Now, this is how much a yarn I had left. And so I really couldn't do another. I did want to get it right to 60, but this is totally fine where it's at. So I didn't have enough to go around. Now, the yarn that I used all of the same yarn. It's this Premier, and it's called Premier Puzzle. And now the variegations on it are just lovely. They go from, now they're not a how should I say this? They're not a sharp or loud colors. Rather, they are medium toned. That's what I would say. And so like the reds are not like a bright red. They're like more of an earth tone red. The same with the yellows, at least what I saw in this. So they're lovely. And thank you so much for having coffee with me, by the way. That is so good. You know, the blueberry in particular of the coffee is so good that I forget I'm even drinking coffee. It's really good. So with that, the hook size that I used, I got to look at this hook size again. This actually, I meant to get a J, and I think I realized a little bit into it that this is actually an L. But if you did a J, you maybe only would have to add a few more rows. Like instead of the 25, you do 27 to get to about 56-inch width and length. This is an L, and it's a lovely. I really like, I'm going to be honest, I like the metal hooks more than I like the plastic or the wooden. I like the metal. They seem to grab the yarn in a way that when you're stitching, they go easily in and out of the stitches. So with that, I'm going to just hold this up. I have this on the floor and I just seriously, I love this blanket. Now I'm going to just tell you a little bit more about the variegation here. So I just want to show you um, the light blue variegated Premier because I kept the same yarn all the way through. Now, as you know, I had to go buy um, an extra a ball of yarn because I wouldn't have gotten this far with the blanket unless I did. So it was about three, let's say about three of these. No, it wasn't three of those because you know why? The green part of this, the green, I had less than half. So I was able to only go around some of the rows and I spread this out. I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 good size rows out of the green Premier, less than a ball of yarn in this blanket. So I would say, and actually, the blue, this is lovely. See the blue? This is a little bit darker. This is a very light powder blue. That's the same ball of yarn. And then you come up here, it's a little bit lighter. You come up here and it's going to be a little bit darker as we go around. But that's all blue. Again, I put a green in between there because I was running out of green. The blue, I had maybe half a ball. So I would say two good size balls of yarn will get you maybe between 45-inch to 50, maybe 50 plus, depending on the hook size. So because these are good size, look, these are 328 yards. These are good size. But I may have had enough to go around with this for a few more trims, but I think the one trim around just gave it some definition. You can see it here. It gave it some definition. I didn't do anything special on the corners when I was going around. I just, where there were spaces, I was consistent in choosing two or let me see. Yeah, I chose two. I was going to say I was thinking of three, but I did two half double crochets in the spaces. And then I did one double crochet in the next space, one double crochet in the next space, and then two in the larger spaces. So that's how I did that. And it was the consistency that makes it just so lovely and nice and neat and just a beautiful. So that is a blanket that I am gifting a loved one with is this blanket for Christmas, and I just finished it. So talk about timing, right? So, with that, if you have any questions, if you're working on a Granny Square blanket and you have questions on how to do the corners or how many rounds you should be doing, just, like I keep this kind of close by and I'm kind of measuring as I'm going along. I did stay with the same yarn throughout this Granny Square. Many times I'm doing hodgepodge. I'm doing different types of yarns, textures. I might even sometimes, depending how creative I want to get and what I want to do, I may change the hook size. It depends. This, I stayed with the same size and it's just a lovely. So, with that, I just wanted to jump on here and I did want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and I was going to say Happy New Year, but I'll be back on here before the new year rolls in for sure. So with that, the next project, I'm working on a number of projects as usual, but the next project, I am stitching my hat, so I will share that. I'll be sharing that over on TikTok also, and I'll share this over on TikTok with just some music, And maybe I'll do a short video just kind of showing all the variegation of it too on YouTube also. So with that, I hope that you have a beautiful evening, and I may come back on here. I was thinking about it on Christmas Day and kind of just read a few lines of my book, The Bridge of Life, and just talk to you a little bit about those few lines. I'm thinking about it. So, with that, I hope you have an absolutely beautiful day and love and light.